everyone. Welcome. How's it going? I see that a few people started to join. We'll just get started in about a minute or two as people continue to join. But while we wait, feel free to open up the chat window. It's on the right-hand side of your screen. Just open it up and let's just break the ice a little, guys. So people who've already joined, why don't you guys tell me where are you joining us from today? Just tell me where you're coming from. How did you hear about us? We'll just wait for a few more minutes to start. I still see the people are still joining in. So anyone who's just joining, hello, how's it going? Please open up the chat window to the right-hand side of your screen and just tell me where you guys are from, where you guys are joining us today. Also, just one more question while we're at it. Why don't you guys tell me what you guys are hoping to get out of today's session? Whether it's speeding up reports, reducing manual work, or just want to see how Astera AI works, just drop your questions in the chat window. Hey, Mike. Hey, Daniel. How's it going? I see Mike here is from Canada. Awesome. And Daniel, hello from Greenville. Amazing. Hey, Aisha. How's it going? Hey, Douglas, New York. Amazing. Very nice. All right. Let's just jump right into it now. Hello, everyone. I'm Sudesh, and I am from the growth team here at Astera, and I am thrilled to have you join us today. So this won't be your typical technical webinar. We are going to show you exactly how non-tech teams can now clean, transform, and prepare data just using chat. Yes, literally, just type what you need and it's done. That's what we're going to show you today. All right, so let's just jump into what we're going to be covering this entire while. Just to talk about the agenda really quickly. Here's what we'll be covering. I'll just give you a quick intro into Astera. We'll go over the biggest data prep challenges the teams face today. And we'll take a look at our newest solution, Astera Dataprep. After that, we'll show you a live walkthrough demo. And finally, we'll head on to the Q&A session. So yeah, definitely bring in your questions. This session is all about real world pain points, and that's what we'll be focusing on. All right, perfect. So let's talk a little bit about what Astera is. If you're new to Astera, here's a quick intro. We've been around since 2009, solving data challenges for organizations with over 500 customers, including some Fortune 500s as well. We use our product to simplify how to handle, transform, and deliver data. Like I said, we're headquartered in California, and we specialize in AI-powered data management across industries. So long story short, we build solutions that take the friction out of working with data. Awesome. Now, before we hand things over, here's a little thank you for being with us today. So before we dive in, we would love to learn a bit more about you and the type of data challenges that you guys are facing, especially related to data preparation. So we've put together a super quick survey. It'll just take you 60 seconds to understand your data challenges, your tools, your use cases, and this will help us to tailor today's demo and future content to what you actually like and what actually matters to you. So you guys can see a QR code on your screen. Give it a scan and fill out the survey. I'll wait for a minute. And as a thank you to everyone who completes the survey, you guys will be entered into a lucky draw to win a $50 Amazon gift card. I will announce the winner live at the end of the session. So make sure that you guys stick around, and I'll just give it a minute. Please scan the QR code and go ahead and fill out the survey. I see Daniel here. Daniel Fallon is saying that he'd like to see how we can reduce the manual workload, and that's amazing. And there's a lot of people joining. Hey, Arthur, I just saw your message joining from Brazil. Amazing. That's cool. Awesome, guys. So I'm assuming that everyone has scanned the QR code, so we'll just jump right into it now. Now, for the good part, I am excited to hand the session over to Jay Mishra, our Chief Product and Technology Officer here at Astera. Jay is going to walk you through the real-world challenges in data prep. And more importantly, Jay here will show you exactly how we're tackling those challenges with Astera Dataprep, including a live demo. Jay, over to you.
Thanks, Adesh. And hello, everyone. Without further ado, I'll jump right into what we will be showing to you. So let's take a real world, real life example of a financial analyst tasked with preparing a portfolio profitability report. So a typical task like this happens all over the world, across enterprises, on daily basis, sometimes weekly, sometimes monthly, but very, very common practice. A typical task will involve getting multiple data sets. One is from portfolios, transactions, and whatnot. And these are given to you sometimes as Excel sheets, sometimes a database table, sometimes an API call, sometimes a PDF document, and all variety of sources. So for our use case, our analyst is given one Excel sheet that contains transactions of the entire month and other comma delimited file that contains the portfolio report that we already have about the investments and the current value and so on and so forth. The analyst goal is to take these two, combine the data sets, do some data scrubbing, do some data quality checks, transform the data in a form where the summaries are there. And once that is done, create the profitability per customer and create a list of the top 10 profitable customers. That's what the goal is. A process like this can end up taking several hours. Our one estimate is that a report like this, from beginning all the way to the end, testing and all the iterations, will take about 4 hours. It's a manual effort, repetitive in nature, error prone, a lot of those things that we know that come with such tasks, and typically involves several tools, sometimes some just Excel, sometimes some coding tools involved, sometimes some BI tools involved. Using all of that, you are able to get the results, but it is, as I said, it keeps taking your resources, your time, and we looked at this challenge and see that how we can solve it using agentic AI. So comes in the picture, Astera Dataprep agentic AI based solution. And what it does that it gives you one natural language interface using which you are able to speak with your data. You pass on commands about what you want to do at business level. You are passing your instructions at as a financial analyst. You don't need to be a programmer. You don't need to speak technical language for it to understand. You pass on commands like take my data set and summarize it by customers, and that's it. It knows now internally what needs to be done. It will translate your natural language to what needs to be done internally. And behind the scene, of course, sits our powerful ETL engine that has been around for over a decade, being used by Fortune 500 companies, over 500 customers all over the world. The same engine basically now powers this entire solution. So engine is sitting at the end, and the AI is sitting at the top, and the user is just speaking through the interface. That's how the solution works. Without further ado, I will jump into the demonstration of it. And our promise is that instead of taking about 4 hours, it will be about 4 minutes to get the entire thing done end to end. So let's go ahead and have a look at the demo itself. And Sudesh, if you will be kind enough to let me know when my screen is visible.
Yes. It's not visible. Yes, it's visible right now.
Excellent. All right. Thank you. Okay, so I have the Astera Dataprep builder already open. And on the right-hand side, the AI agent, eager agent, it is asking us, what can I help you with? So what I'm going to start with first, showing you the data sets. So I have the two data sets I was talking about, transactions. It's a simple data set, and let me go ahead and actually open it. And it contains transactions on day-to-day basis. How much you sold, how much you bought, what is the total amount, what is the customer, what is the transaction, a very typical export from your financial systems. So this is what a report is, just a few columns. And the other one is actually a portfolio report. And this one is per customer, the investment amount, the current value, annual yield, and so on and so forth. Two separate reports, of course, connected by customers. And these two data sets now need to be processed. So now what I'll do is I will start with the transactions. So I'm going to copy where the file is. So I'll copy the file path and go and start chatting with my agent. So I can simply pass on a command saying that, can you take my file, just open it. Now, this command has gone to the agent. Agent knows what is meaning of opening, what kind of file it is, what kind of parsing it needs. It will figure out all of that. It will figure that out, and you can see some of the details being shown here. It's processing those steps. So it is doing internally its own magic. And on the left-hand side, you can see that it says that, okay, I read all the file, and here is the file that is shown to you in the middle of the screen. So this Excel file is open, and you can view the data already. Now, first step done, I look at this, and I can see that some of the rows have bad records. So let's say that I want to remove those. In fact, we have the visualizer also built in. So you can see that the amount has a bunch of records with the bad values. So I'll go back to the agent and say that remove all the records with, let's say, no amount. So I passed on, as you can see, that a very plain natural language instruction to the engine. Now, engine understands this. It knows that it looks at your data set and figures out that what is amount, what is meaning of the moving. That means basically it has to apply a filter internally. So it'll do all of that work for us. So basically it will process, take our natural language instruction, convert that to underlying data prep language, that is an ETL engine, that Astera's ETL engine. And you can see that now that is applied, filter has happened, and no records with blank amounts. So far, so good. Let's go ahead and now say that, okay, hey, I want to take this record data set and I want to summarize it. I can say that, please summarize the data set by customers. So again, I'm not giving any specific instructions about what is meaning of summary on this. This is the agentic AI where it takes instructions and figures out what is meaning of the common language or common words used by analysts in this industry, and figured out that you can see the aggregation has happened for each customer total amount. It is transactions. So of course, if you want to summarize, it is going to give us the totals. So by each customer, it has created the total amounts. So my first data set is ready for processing and merging with the next data set. So I'm going to go ahead and say that, okay, hey, now I want to work with my portfolio data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for the same thing, that open my portfolio data. So I'll ask open the CSV file. Again, the same process. It is going to go and read. Now, in this scenario, it's a CSV file, very different processing, right? It has to know what is the underlying delimiters and the record delimiters and so on and so forth. It figured out all of that. Now we can see on the screen my portfolio report for each customer, the investment amount, the current value, the annual yield, and so on and so forth. So I look at this and say, okay, hey, can you combine the two data sets? So essentially, we are asking to join the two data sets, but I just passed the command saying that can you combine the two data sets? So it is going to go and figure out hey, the two data sets look related to each other because there is a customer ID here and a customer ID another one too. I should join these two. So the AI will figure that out and automatically combine the two data sets and give us a data set that is joint data set between the two with all the columns. And there we go. On the screen, you can see that we have a combination of the record or the columns from the two data sets, and we have the total amount coming from summary and the investment amount, current value, and annual yield. But of course, I do see that there is a duplicate columns because customer ID is coming from two different data sets. So how about we remove that? So I can ask remove the duplicate columns, right? So now it is again going to process, figure out what are the columns that are duplicate. It will automatically figure out that what we saw visually, that customer ID is repeated. It is going to review the data set, look at their column names and data types and all that. It does all the analysis and basically applies the right transformation based on my instructions. So there we go. It has applied that. Now you can see the data set is clean. And it says that the duplicate customer ID column has been successfully removed from the combined data set. So now we have a clean data set that contains all the information that I need. Now, since we're talking about profitability, so I can ask, can you add a column for profitability? So now profitability, I ask in, again, very financial terms. It is, I'm not actually explaining that what is meaning of profitability and what it needs to do with profitability. It is going to review the data set. It is going to figure out what is meaning of profitability. And there we go. It added a column already for profitability. And that column is based on, it will tell us what exactly it is. A profitability column has been successfully added, calculated as the difference between current value and investment amount. So it used common sense to basically figure out what is profitability. So we have a new column that basically describes how profitable a customer has been. Now I can simply ask sort by the new column, that is profitability. And that will prepare the report that exactly we set out to do. So we wanted to create a report where our customers are sorted by profitability. And of course, it involves several steps. And you can see all those steps on the left-hand side, what we have performed so far, ranging from reading one data set to filtering to aggregation, and then combining with other data set, removing columns, adding columns, sorting, and so on and so forth. And there we go. We have the final report ready in front of us. C012 is our most profitable customer, followed by C075, and so on and so forth. So now we have the report ready. Let's go ahead and actually export it. Export to an Excel sheet, and I can give you the location as well. Let's keep it at the same location where my other files are. So I'm passing now instruction that, okay, you read the files. Now I want my report also in an Excel file. It is going to add that step as well. And that will complete what we call a recipe. On the left-hand side, you can see now the recipe is complete, starting from reading all those files, going all the way to writing to Excel. Now, tying it back to what I was talking about in the beginning, about 4 hours to 4 minutes. Of course, I took a little longer than 4 minutes. I've been explaining all these things along the way. But if you look at the data prep recipe, this recipe is reusable recipe. As in, using Astera's engine, I can ask it to schedule to run at 7:55 in the morning every day. And it will automatically fetch wherever your files are, creates a report, and puts it in that location. So by the time you are at your desk for your first sip of coffee, your report is ready. So that's the power of combining the Astera's powerful workflow engines and the agentic AI to create an interface that is designed for purely business users who understand what they need to do with the data. They don't need to be programmers. They don't need to understand the underlying SQL and the ETL and so on and so forth. So now we have created this Excel. Let's go ahead and actually say that, okay, I want to run it. I'm just simply going to pass a 2-word command, run it. So it has created this recipe. It is going to go ahead and execute the recipe and that will involve the actual running of the job and creating a new Excel file at the location that I specified, and that is going to be this webinar folder, exported data XLS. And you can see at the bottom of the screen, the actual job is running. It found about 800 records in the first file and 700 in other file, and the combined data is written at this location, exported data.xlsx. Let's go ahead and click on this, and it'll open the Excel file. And there we go. This is the outcome of this effort. We can see our report, that is the profitability report that comes out of this entire effort. So that completes basically end-to-end walkthrough of what you can do with this. Possibilities are infinite. I showed you a very simple example, but you can basically give chat-based instructions about what needs to be done in a business language to your data sets, and you can prepare your reports. And this one actually showed a very simple set of transformations. This product comes with over 500 built-in transformations to manipulate your data, to do any data scrubbing that you need to do. All of that is available to you via natural language. So that's what is the promise of Astera Dataprep. And with that, I would like to hand it over back to Sudesh. Do you mind pulling back up our slide deck?
Absolutely, Jay. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about why this is such a good product as well, about the conversational interface that everyone can use. Would you mind going over that for a minute?
Absolutely. So yeah, this is actually the slide summarizes what we discussed already. But yes, why data prep? So this one actually gives you the interface that is conversational, and not only conversational in technical language. It is conversational in business language. So you can speak your language. You don't need to change your language. You don't. So imagine that you're speaking with a reasonably intelligent person who can do all the work for you. So now Astera's engine is available to you, where you can speak with it in your language, and it understands you, translates your requirements to the underlying engine, and runs the ETL jobs and data prep job and gives you the data in return. We have, it comes with all the bells and whistles of an enterprise level product. We have been around for over a decade in this field of data management. We have over I think dozens of built-in connectors for a variety of sources. So whether your data resides in a simple delimited file or an Excel file that you saw in the demo, or it is in a PDF document, it is in Google Cloud, or it is in Microsoft Cloud, or it is on Snowflake, or wherever your data resides, we have built-in connectors to go there and fetch your data and do the same processing. We have built-in over 500 transformations that can be used to do any data massaging that you need to do. It comes with entire end-to-end workflow automation that includes notifications. I mentioned in my demo that you can schedule the reports, built-in schedulers. So you can say that, okay, hey, run this recipe every 5 minutes, or you run it like every midnight, or run it before I get back or before I start my day. So you can use all these built-in features of Astera to create a solution that is going to be automated, and of course it is powered by AI. You saw that while you're designing, you are working with your data set in the middle. You're looking at your data, and the way you pass commands, it changes. And we have visualizations as well on the side, so you have really close connection. You see how your data is changing as you pass on commands. And that is a very, very powerful tool, I believe, because then, of course, you can see that if the change was not done the way you like, you can revert it, pass a command that changes that, and so on and so forth. And this entire solution is available to be deployed in cloud native SaaS solution, or you can have it on-prem as well. We do have customers who still don't like to have the entire solution SaaS. So we will have different deployment models available. You can do SaaS, you can do on-prem, you can do in-proc. We support all of those different deployment models. So summarizing all this, we have been around for such a long time. We have been working with our customers closely. We have learned a thing or two about how to do data integration, data management, and we took all that learning and applied agentic AI to give a different user experience altogether, where we are basically shortening, or actually removing the learning curve altogether. That's how we like to present it.
Amazing. That's awesome. Thanks so much for that, Jay. That was a solid walkthrough. Thanks so much for that. All right, then, everyone. Now we're opening the floor up for the Q&A session. I see that there's already a few questions that are queued. So if you've dropped your questions in the chat already, we've got it queued. If not, now's your time. Go ahead, post it, and we'll get through as many of these as we can. All right. So Ellie John here, Jay, is asking, what input sources does Astera support?
Excellent. So this one I think I covered briefly, but I would like to go through it again. Ellie, we support semi-structured, unstructured, and structured, all different type of sources. So most common ones, of course, that is used by our customers, our users, would be Excel and CSV and tab delimited and pipe delimited and fixed length text files. Those will be more common ones. But we do support if you have data coming in PDF document, a Word document. If your data is in XML, JSON, we support all of those sources. And more recently, of course, the cloud sources. If you have a data lake and there's a Parquet file residing there, we do have built-in connectors for those too. So our connectors list is available on the website. You can have a look at that. On the reading side, I think it covers pretty much everything that is out there. So whether your data is inside a file or if you want to go directly to your application, so we do support that layer as well. So using APIs, you are able to hit your endpoints directly and get data from there. So if your IT allows that, we have functionality for that too. So to summarize it, your data could be in any kind of file, any location, whether it is in cloud, FTP location, on-premise, on a shared network, we can fetch from there. If it is a database, it is on a network, in cloud to support that too. And the APIs. Using APIs, you can connect to any applications from where you want to fetch the data.
Awesome. Awesome. I've got a lot of questions coming in. So Daniel Fallon is asking if we're able to save and schedule the transformations once created. Also, Daniel, I believe, is a client. I think he's already using Astera Report Miner, if I'm not wrong. He mentioned this at the beginning as well. So he's asking if we can schedule transformations and save transformations once created.
Absolutely, yeah. So from what I understand, it's about the recipe that you're creating. It is you saw in the demo at the top. If you are a user already, you know everything. Report models, data flows, and workflows. They are stored as files. So Dataprep recipe is also stored as a file. And once you have it stored, it's portable. You can share it with your teammates and also schedule it or deploy it on the server, and therefore everyone has access to it.
Awesome. Douglas here is asking if this Astera Dataprep works with a multi-sheet Excel file.
Absolutely. This one is actually such a common question. Yes, we handle all the, I would say, complexities of handling Excel, and Excel has been such a a force, for lack of a better term, in analyst community. When a lot of work has gone into it, and existing reports, existing templates, we work with all of that. So all different variations of Excel we support. If it is with the macro base, and we have the binary Excels, of course, XML-based Excels, even old Excels. If you have, we support all different forms of Excel, including multi-tabs. And in the multi-tabs, of course, you have to. When you're passing instruction, you have to say that, okay, hey, by default, if you don't specify, say, read my customer data, so it'll look for the customer tab and automatically try to figure it out. And if you want to pass specific instruction, you can say, okay, no, look at tab number 3, or look at the transactions. So it will then figure out which tab you have to read from.
Awesome. There's another interesting question from Arthur here. Arthur's asking if it's necessary to use plain English language only, or can we use other languages as well? And if so, what languages can be used?
That's a great question, Arthur. And we are not reinventing anything here. What we have done is we have used for our agentic AI. We are agnostic to which model. By the way, if you want, you can pick and choose which foundation model you want to use. You can use OpenAI. You can use Azure-based OpenAI. You can use Anthropic. You can use Grok. Whatever you're comfortable with, you can use that. And these foundation models these days, they support pretty much all the languages, right? So whatever they support, we support that too. We have seen that most common languages that people have used, all business languages, I would say, ranging from French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, then even CJK languages like Mandarin, Japanese, Korean, some Indian languages. So they're all supported as long as you are, and sometimes actually mix as well. So if you speak, if you pass on the instruction in mixed language, like Spanglish, we did that experiment too. So in Spanglish, you are mixing Spanish and English, and it will respond to you that way. So it's yeah. So and of course the goal is that whatever your instruction is in your language, it is going to take that instruction and translate that to more technical underpinnings, right? So it'll translate that to whatever it needs to do in the ETL engine, and that layer comes with the foundation models.
Awesome. That's amazing. Hope that answers your question. Arthur, I see another one from Rafael. Rafael's asking if this solution can export the prepared data directly to Tableau.
Tableau, yes. So we do have Tableau built in what is called the TDE files. So we do have built-in connectors that can do that, and we can support. Actually, some time ago, Tableau started to support what is called OData, and we have OData access as well.
Awesome. I do see a few more questions. People are sending them to me privately in the chat. Okay, so I have a question regarding automation and workflow. Is there a way to validate data before exporting it, like flagging missing or incorrect values?
Yeah, so we have a full data quality module that basically is designed to work with poor quality data, and all the steps in the process, whether you're looking at rule-based scrubbing or AI-based scrubbing, that is actually is much more powerful. So you can just give instruction about examine the data set and look at, and suggest me what I can fix here. So it will look at your data set and see that, okay, hey, you have these bad values in date. It'll even suggest you that, okay, hey, do you want me to fix it? And what it'll do, it will take that information, pass the right instruction, because you see that our library of tools is very, very extensive. It can do pretty much everything. But in earlier versions of our product, you need to know which function to call in the UI itself, but you needed to know that. Now you don't need to do that. You just ask and chat with the agent, and you just pass instructions to the high level. So that, okay, hey, I see this this data set that has some impurities. Can you help me correct it? And it will converse with you in conversation. You can give your feedback, sometimes correct it, sometimes it will suggest you. So with an interactive session, you should be able to use all our underlying tools to do the data quality checks, data quality fixes, and so on and so forth.
Awesome. Awesome. I do have another question. This is from Kim. Kim is asking me personally in the chat is how does the version control and the audit tracking work in case of multiple people working on the same workflow or trying to edit the same workflow?
Great question. So this is actually, we support built-in support for source control. Like if you look at a data prep recipe or our workflows and other flows, these are artifacts. These are basically part of your project. So the way we treat this is as if developers treat their source code. Of course, it is not code, but we treat it that way. So we have built-in source control called Git. Git functionality is built in, where you can check in, check out. You can have the different versions, and versioning, we highly recommend that it should be part of your process, because when you're dealing with the data, keeping different versions and ability to audit and see that which version of my solution got me this result. This is very important. So we do have support for the versioning and the source control.
Awesome. And Douglas is asking another question. I think it's kind of similar to the one that I just asked. So Douglas is saying, how can we make audit the changes that were made so that they can verify that it hasn't been done something that is unexpected?
Excellent. So this audit part, of course, is an evolving area for the overall, I would say, AI community. There are different patterns emerging. But one pattern that we have had as a product for years, maybe over a decade now, is what we call the reliance on data quality rules and making sure that whenever you're creating a recipe or a flow, let's say you're creating a graph, data pipeline, right? You're building a data pipeline from point A, data is going to point B to point C, and so on and so forth. So before you write into your destination, you can have a reusable set of business rules that are your eyes into what you're delivering. You don't care about what is happening before that, but before the data is being delivered to you in any form, to the destination, to the target, if you can verify that it is looking good based on my business rules, then you are assured that whatever has happened before that is okay. So that is a practice that we have had around for a long time, and we do recommend to insert data quality at the end of it. So that is basically your guarantee that your data is not going to be bad data, and it's guaranteed quality data.
Awesome. Thanks so much for that. Another question from Mike Walker here, Jay. And this question, I think, is focused on our data extraction part of the module, not essentially data prep. But Mike is asking if there's a way to single out certain zones in a PDF document. That is a certain information box contained within the lines.
So, Mike, with our AI experiments, and of course, it is a little bit of not within the scope of what we saw with our agent. We have, by the way, multiple agents in our product now, different types of agents. And when you're dealing with the PDF document, when you're building what is called an extraction template, we have another agent that is now working with you to build a template. So you can pass an instruction to the agent saying that, okay, hey, when you are extracting, let's say, for example, you're looking at a purchase order, or let's say that utility bill. And utility bill, you say, okay, there's a box there. You can describe to it visually, by the way. There's a box there. That box contains information about my last month's unpaid balance. Can you please make sure to extract that? And it will do that. So that's how it can handle different zones and all that. And a lot of those things that I would say are automatically solved with the application of AI, because now you can speak or you can have a conversation with the agent. You can describe in plain language that what exactly you want to extract.
Awesome. I hope that answers your question, Mike. Awesome. So I think that brings us to the end of today's session. Thanks so much, Jay, for doing a deep dive into all of these questions. And thank you so much, everyone, for carving out time from your day to join us. We really appreciate you spending it with us as we explored how Astera Dataprep is changing the way teams work. So before you guys head out, we've got some exciting news. As a thank you for joining us live today, everyone who's present in this meeting will receive early access to Astera Dataprep before it rolls out publicly. So what we'll do is we'll be sending out details to you shortly, so keep an eye on your inbox, and you're going to be among the very first few to get your hands on this product, what we believe is the future of data preparation. And we honestly cannot wait to hear your thoughts on this. And now for the moment that many of you guys might be waiting for, to announce who actually won the giveaway card that we said. Big congratulations to Connor. Hey, Connor. You just won a $50 Amazon gift card. Enjoy. Please check your mailbox. We will be sending you the information shortly. And once again, thank you everyone for joining in today. Take care, and we look forward to seeing you again in the next one.
Thank you, everyone.